Every second, somewhere in the world, a search bar blinks to life. A student in London types, "Who is Krishna?" An artist in Tokyo queries, "What does Shiva represent?" A young professional in a high-rise office in Chicago asks, "Story of Hanuman." A daughter in Delhi, caring for her aging parents, wonders, "Why is Ram called Maryada Purushottam?" These are not just questions about mythology or religion. They are human questions, echoing through the digital ether, seeking something more. They are questions about how to live. They are questions about how to act. They are questions about how to find meaning. We often look at these figures as deities in stone temples. We see them as characters in ancient epics. We think of them as far removed from our daily realities. Traffic jams, project deadlines, social media anxieties. But what if these names are not just outside of us, but also inside? We navigate a world that moves at a dizzying pace. Our minds are constantly flooded with information. Our hearts feel ambition. Our hearts feel anxiety. Our hearts feel loneliness. Our hearts feel the relentless pressure to perform. We scroll through curated images of success, feeling the sting of comparison. We sit in sterile office cubicles, wondering if our work has a purpose. We return to quiet apartments, the silence amplifying a sense of disconnection. They present archetypes, powerful psychological frameworks that can help us understand the forces at play within our own consciousness. These stories are not about gods who demand worship. They are about ideas that invite contemplation. What if the gods of the Hindu pantheon are not just external beings to be prayed to, but internal capacities waiting to be awakened? What if Ram represents our innate ability to live with integrity? What if Krishna is the spark of joyful wisdom that can navigate chaos? What if Shiva embodies our power to let go and transform? What if Hanuman is the symbol of the boundless courage that comes from devotion and service? These are not supernatural powers reserved for heroes of myth. They are human potentials, hiding in plain sight within each of us. The epic battles described in the Puranas between Devas and Asuras can be seen as a metaphor for the eternal inner struggle we all face. The fight against greed, the fight against anger, the fight against jealousy, the fight against fear. This is the true Kurukshetra, the real Lanka. The wisdom of the ancients does not lie in blind faith. It lies in profound psychological insight. It provides us with a vocabulary to understand our inner world. By exploring these divine archetypes, we are not running away from our modern problems. We are equipping ourselves with timeless tools to face them. Ram is the embodiment of Dharma. Dharma, that complex word, means more than just duty, religion. It signifies the right way of living, the path of truth and integrity that upholds the order of the universe and the harmony of society. Ram's story is a testament to doing the right thing, even when it is the hardest thing. He chooses exile over a kingdom to honor his father's word. He remains steadfast in his principles, calm and composed even in the face of profound loss and injustice. In our world, where the ends justify the means is often a celebrated mantra, Ram's unwavering commitment to truth feels both radical and essential. He represents the quiet, steady voice of our conscience. Imagine a young project manager in a bustling city like Mumbai. She discovers a flaw in her team's work, a shortcut that will save time, a shortcut that will save money but compromises the quality promised to the client. The pressure from her superiors is immense. The deadline is non-negotiable. It would be so easy to stay silent, to let it slide. But a deeper integrity stirs within her. This is the energy of Ram. She chooses the harder path. She drafts a careful, honest email explaining the situation, proposing a solution that requires extra work, but upholds the team's commitment to excellence. Her action is not about grand heroism, but about a small, difficult choice that aligns her actions with her values, maintaining her inner peace. This principle is not confined to the workplace. It appears in our personal lives, in the promises we make to our loved ones and to ourselves. It is the parent who, despite being exhausted after a long day, keeps a promise to read a bedtime story. It is the friend who chooses to speak a difficult truth with compassion, rather than participating in easy gossip. If Ram is the straight path of Dharma, Krishna is the master of its intricate dance. He is the embodiment of Leela, divine play. He is mischievous, wise, profoundly joyful, even in the midst of chaos and war. Krishna's greatest teaching, delivered on Kurukshetra in the Bhagavad Gita, is not to renounce action, but to act with wisdom and detachment. He advises Arjuna to perform his duty without being crippled by anxiety over the outcome. This is immensely relevant today, where stress paralyzes us and we overthink every possible result, losing the joy of the present in our obsession with the future. Consider a surgeon in a busy Toronto hospital. An emergency comes in, complex, life-threatening. The operating room is a whirlwind of activity and high-stakes pressure. Panic is a luxury she cannot afford. She must be utterly present. She must act with precision, skill, and a calm mind, focusing only on the task, not on fear of failure or the glory of success. This focused, detached action is Krishna's wisdom, a point of stillness in the eye of the storm. It is the voice that gently reminds us, do your best and let go of the rest. This is how we find balance in the chaos. Krishna's wisdom also reminds us to find joy in the process. He is often depicted playing his flute, a symbol of art, beauty, and simple pleasures. We postpone happiness, telling ourselves we will be happy when we get the promotion, when we buy the house, when we find the right partner. Krishna laughs at that. He invites us to find the music in the middle of our daily work. It encourages action from clarity and purpose, not fear or ego. He is the inner strategist who sees the bigger picture, who knows life is a game to be played with skill and a light heart. He teaches that we can be involved without being entangled, acting with courage and living with freedom and joy. While Ram builds and Krishna navigates, Shiva represents a different, equally vital power, the power of destruction for the sake of creation. He is the great ascetic, meditating motionless for eons in the icy peaks of the Himalayas, and also the cosmic dancer, whose Tandava dismantles the universe to pave the way for its renewal. Shiva is the god of transformation, the force that helps us let go of what no longer serves us. He represents the courage to face our own inner demons, our anger, our ego, our attachments, and dissolve them in the fire of awareness. In a world that encourages us to accumulate more, Shiva teaches the profound freedom of letting go. Picture a man in his late 40s, living in a quiet suburb of Sydney. For years, he has been defined by a deep-seated anger stemming from a past betrayal. This resentment has poisoned his relationships and stolen his peace. One day, he realizes this anger is a heavy chain he has been carrying. Inspired by the idea of inner stillness, he begins a simple practice. He starts spending 10 minutes each morning just sitting in silence, watching his breath, and acknowledging his angry thoughts without judgment. He is not fighting the anger. He is simply observing it, letting it be, and allowing it to lose its power over him. This is the path of Shiva. It is the conscious decision to end a toxic inner cycle. Shiva's power is the power of the pause. He is the stillness between two thoughts, the silence that holds all sound. In our hyper-connected lives, where we are constantly stimulated by notifications and noise, the act of choosing silence is a revolutionary one. It is the decision to turn off the phone and go for a walk in nature. It is the moment we choose to breathe deeply before reacting in an argument. Shiva teaches that within this stillness, we find clarity. Hanuman is the ultimate devotee, the epitome of selfless service, and unwavering courage. Though possessing immense power, his strength is never for his own glory. It is always in the service of a higher purpose, fueled by his love for Ram. His story is about realizing the infinite potential that lies within us when we dedicate our actions to something greater than our own ego. Hanuman crosses an ocean in a single leap, not because of his physical might alone, but because of the power of his faith and devotion. In a world often driven by self-interest, Hanuman represents profound strength and resilience from humility and service. Think of a young volunteer at a disaster relief camp in a flood-ravaged region of Kerala. She works tirelessly, day and night, comforting survivors and distributing aid. She is exhausted, facing immense suffering, yet she does not falter. Her strength does not come from a desire for recognition, but from a deep, compassionate connection to the people she is helping. This is the spirit of Hanuman. It is the nurse who holds a patient's hand with gentle care, the teacher who stays late to help a struggling student, the son who puts his own life on hold to care for an ailing parent. Hanuman's power is also about resilience in the face of failure. In his quest to find Sita, he faces countless obstacles and setbacks. Yet, his resolve never wavers. He learns, adapts, and keeps moving forward. This is the scientist continuing after a dozen failed experiments. This is the writer rewriting a manuscript for the 10th time. It is the inner voice that whispers, "Try again," when we feel like giving up. These archetypes do not provide answers, but provoke questions. They are not rigid doctrines, but fluid symbols to guide our unique lives. A simple attempt to connect timeless stories to modern reality, an exploration from one curious person to another. It is not a sermon, but an invitation. Ram, Krishna, Shiva, and Hanuman, integrity, joyful wisdom, transformative change, and selfless courage, they are echoes of our highest potential. This is my first attempt to share my thoughts with the world. Not as a teacher, not as a preacher, only as a curious person trying to understand how ancient wisdom can help people live happier and more meaningful lives today. Which lesson from Ram, Krishna, Shiva, or Hanuman speaks to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and share the video. Ancient wisdom, modern life. One human journey.